I thought since you finished your latest project, we could just take a couple of minutes to talk about it.
Sounds good.
Okay, so my first question to you is, what do you call your music? How would you categorize it?
When I apply for distribution, you have to pick a category. I would say jazz inspired, but specifically, I would say it's jazz fusion.
So what were your musical inspirations? What were you listening to when you were writing these particular songs?
There's a couple of albums that really stood out that I really loved, or I found particularly inspired for where I was going with this one, was Miles Davis, his Big Fun album from 1974. It was from his electro jazz fusion period. Just amazing group of musicians, and it was Teo Macero produced. He produced a lot of Miles' albums, and it's an amazing album. So it's just amazing musicians, and it's got some exotic instrumentation too that I really enjoy.
Did you produce this yourself, or did you work with someone to do that?
No, I produced this myself. So this is kind of a self-produced project. I had some mentors that I consulted with. Dennis helped me out a lot with, I got some good tips from him, as well as an online mentor, some mentoring I got for just the production end of it, and mixing and all that goes into that, and the arrangement and everything.
So how do you approach songwriting itself? How did the process go with this project?
Well, sometimes with some songs, what'll pop into my head is like a certain chord change, or just a chord that I think is really cool, and just like on Crash Burn, the first song, Crash Burn Peace Love, I wrote for that one. It started off, I was listening to I love that there's a song called Ping Pong by Art Blakey. It's a really swinging jazz song, but there's a really neat chord in it and it does this back and forth a half a step up. It's like a flat 9 chord, and F7 flat 9, and then it goes up a half step to F sharp. Anyways, I was listening to that, and I thought it would be neat to write a rock song with that, kind of more of a rock beat. And so that's kind of how that song came about. And then I thought of some lyrics, and then so basically it was the chord first, the chords, and then the lyrics on that. And then for other songs, it'll be I'll think of the melody first. And for this project, I was trying to be more disciplined about actually writing things down. Like if I thought of a melody, I would write it out.
So when a lot of people think of jazz, they think of improvisation. Is there any improvisation on this album?
Yes, there is. The last 2 tracks, the saxophone solos on those last 2 tracks, Sat Wiwa and Little Lazy Bird, those are improvised basically. So I just recorded a couple tracks and then took the best of what I thought was the best of after I fit it in to what I had laid out, after I laid out the rhythm tracks on those.
So why do you encourage people to listen to jazz, and why do you aspire to learn more jazz?
It's just a beautiful, culturally rich music. It's important for people to appreciate that level of art and the beauty of it, and where it comes from. And also, to me, it's like listening to jazz is like one person likened it to staring at a really large aquarium. So you're staring at this really large aquarium, and there's just such a variety of fish, sea creatures, coral, and the interaction and the different colors and textures, and you've got the commingling and the chemistry of it.
So what would you say is the most difficult aspect about recording and producing an album on your own?
You need reference tracks that you listen to. So I picked, 3 favorite reference tracks, and then I was listening to those tracks because you want to emulate, you want to take different elements in the songs that you want to try and emulate different qualities about those songs. And so I was listening to those tracks, and and then you come to the realization that no matter what you do, how hard you work at something, it is never going to sound that good. I'm just going to do the best I can in this moment with what I have and focus on enjoying it and creating something unique.
When it comes to this particular project, the one that you just released, Dark Horses and Yellow Canaries, what are you most grateful for?
Well, I'm grateful for the fact that, I had the time to work on this. I did it in 2020. Most of it was recorded in 2020. So I had the time to do it. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the help I received with it and support. And you designed my album cover, and I'm grateful for that. That was awesome. And Dad for his tips, and I had other mentors that they listened. They took the time out of their busy schedule to listen. And I really appreciate that, and of course, Jackie, she took the time to really listen to the song that she sang in, and she did a great job, and just, helping me out with that. So absolutely.
Okay, so where can we get the music? Where can we stream it?
The streaming platforms, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon,
Okay.
Any of those, Spotify. So yeah, I'm on all the major streaming outlets. So yeah.
So Phoenix would like to know where you can get the music. Can she stream it?
Being banned to some lonely hell of isolation and autonomy.
We're all kind of weirdos.
Thanks for listening.